All right, so let's talk about app development process. Now, this is a vast topic. In fact, there's books and articles out there you can go and find and read. They have different perspectives, but at the end of the day, I think we all come together into understanding that the app development process, like any other kind of development, it has its own pitfalls. But this is my approach. And remember, this is not something that is written in stone. It is just my approach that I think that I would like to impart that to you. It all starts obviously with an idea. So you have this idea of something that you want to build. Obviously, if you don't have an idea, then it's harder to actually build anything. So it starts always from the basics, an app idea. So once I have an app idea, so the thing that I want to build, I do something very simple, which is I just pick up a pen or a pencil and paper. And what I do here is I do some mock-ups. So here is just an idea for you to start putting things on paper. Again, I make it simple. I don't use a computer. I don't use anything. I just use a pencil or pen and paper, and I start drawing screens, drawing ideas, almost as a brainstorming session of what is it that I'm trying to do. Now, this may seem very trivial because you may say, well, I already have the idea. I thought of it many times, so I know exactly what to do. But the truth of the matter is, it's not until you start writing things down, start to dissect the idea that you have, that you start seeing the pitfalls, you start seeing the cracks, if you will, of this whole app that you're trying to build. Okay? So if you want to get to know anything that it's inside of your head, start putting it down. Write it down and start brainstorming and thinking more thoroughly about it. You will be surprised how much you didn't know about the idea that you had. Okay, so do mock-ups of your idea, of your vision, because that will help you to do something very important, which is focus, right? So this mocking up, this creating, this putting together everything on piece of paper, it allows us to focus on exactly what matters. So at this point here, I think we're focusing on what matters. So we're not focusing on the color of the application, so the scheme, colors. We're only focusing here on what is it, the main focus, the main deal of what this app is going to be doing. So usually I try to ask myself, what is the one thing only that this app should do best? Right? Not 3 things, not 2 things, not 10 things. Those are just features that we can add later. But at this point, the one thing that this app will do best. What's one thing that if I do in this application, the app is going to be complete? Okay? So once we have that focus, so we know what this app does for sure, we then have to figure out about how to go about doing it. So we need to start looking at the tools, the technologies, and even the knowledge that we have or may not have. So trying to figure out now, how do I make this dream come true? And once all of that is done, remember this process is continuous. You can go back and forth through the whole process, but the idea is that you understand the flow, right? So at this point here, once we are done in this step, we go forward and start prototyping. This is where we start coding, putting things together. Now, there's other steps, obviously, for a production application, but this is the basics. This is something that you can do yourself in a few hours or in a day or so and have a pretty developed idea of what is it that you're going to be building, right? So give it a try whenever you're starting a new application, new project, and you will see how easier your life is going to be. All right. I'll see you next time.